Up next, we do have the BMW M Performance Racing Series first race of the day. And we got quite a long interview with some of the drivers from that category. So maybe let's head across down into our media center and catch up with some of the stars from the BMW M Performance Racing Series.
Next up, BMW M Performance Parts Race Series. A lot of cars on the track and they make a lot of noise. Lorenzo, just tell us about how it's been going this year. I know you did well at Red Star, changed categories, that type of thing. What's been happening?
No, so yeah, in the beginning of the year, I went into Class A, and obviously our cars are not competitive in Class A, unfortunately. So I actually bought another car, Carlo Garbini's car. So yeah, it was actually my first outing at Red Star with it, in my Team South Speed Kimber Coffee race car, and it went fantastically well. I had 2 race wins, pole position, and yeah, the team did a great job with the vehicle, and yeah, it was good.
And Phakisa, tell us a bit about Phakisa.
Phakisa is a great track. We always enjoy coming here, coming down for the weekend, obviously, you know, with our friends and family. It's always good quality time, and obviously always great racing on the circuit. It's a great place to be, and probably one of my favorite circuits on the calendar.
Well, that's nice.
Sure.
Neil, Class D runner at the moment, been very consistent this year?
Well, not really. We started off the year with a very difficult year. So Kalami and Swartkops were very difficult because we had overheating problems. The temperatures at that time of the year were terrible. So we didn't really perform well. Red Star was our best performance this year. With the cars going well, all the problems were sorted out. And looking forward to a good Phakisa this weekend. It's the times are good. We're doing cars going well, so we're looking for a good qualifying.
Well, holding thumbs on that one.
Yeah.
Nicholas Fisher, also just tell us about your time at Phakisa this weekend so far, and how's it looking for the rest?
Yeah, it's looking good. The car handled well during practice. I know we can try and get a little bit more time out of it as we always can. It's a new car and a new class this year altogether, so far so good. We had a little bit of a bad start in the beginning of the year, but hopefully we can catch up and be a little bit more consistent.
Bit of a traffic jam out there as well.
Currently,
looks
yes.
like that to me.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think the big thing with BMW right now, the numbers that you're getting in the series, just absolutely unbelievable.
It's phenomenal. There's a lot of support coming in from a lot of new drivers, old drivers as well, that have come back and returned to the series.
Well, thanks for that, guys. Go out there and give it hell. Thank you very much.
There they are, green flag at the back, and about to go off now on their warm-up lap behind the pace car. The 86 from Pretoria No Toyota will lead things out. And as soon as that green flag gets waved, it'll be up to Leon Loubser and Bob Neal to set the pace initially behind the pace car. And just concertina that field up. And in fact, by the looks of things, I think we've only got 2 Class A competitors there. Because Andreas May and Lyle Ramsey are behind them. No, there are 3. So Ankamer is there. I'm not quite sure if Nishal Singh has been able to make it onto the grid. I only saw 3 Class A competitors rolling off the line. 48 is Nick Macris. 46 behind him is Mansour Parker. Oh, someone slowed up. Is that Leon Loubser? Just trying to pick up a number on that car. It's either Bob Neal or Leon Loubser. Possibly Bob Neal. It's Loubser. It was. I was right. So Loubser, unfortunately, has pulled to the sideline here on the warm-up lap. That's huge for this championship. As I said, Leon Loubser is running at the front end of the championship overall in 2nd place. Only 8 points behind Dave Reeser. But he is Class A's championship leader. And now parked on the sideline is definitely not where he wants to be. Something has gone wrong there on the bid wheels and Fast Developments BMW. And that's going to be a huge issue here for him. If he can't finish up this first heat, he's going to lose lots of ground, first of all, to the championship leader overall, Dave Reeser. But more importantly, he's going to be losing ground here in the Class A championship to Bob Neal, who stepped up. Just trying to see in the background if we see him coming through. I don't think he is coming through, because otherwise we'd see a very fast BMW making its way back to the front of the pack. These guys, of course, step up onto Dunlop rubber this season. Just showing once again the amount of support that's coming from ATS and the Dunlop brand in terms of their input into motorsport. Yeah, William Eincamera is the only other Class A competitor there. Nishal Singh has not made it onto the track in the 79 BMW for Class A, which means Meyer and Ramsey will be your third row of the grid. All three Gauteris are here, Lorenzo, Salvi and Sav. They are basically sandwiching poor Rainier Smith there, his E36 M3 Turbo. So the pace car moves off the circuit and now hands the duties to Bob Neal, who inherits pole position on the wrong side of the track, but of course he will take it without asking questions, that's for sure. So the Delmont Mining BMW side by side there with the BTAS machine of William Eincamera. Lights out, we are racing. Guys are still coming around the corner and they're not even aware that the lights are out, but the hammer has dropped at the front end. And it is Bob Neal who leads out into turn one. He's got Eincamera on his tail. The German is tucked in there with Lyle Ramsey. Ramsey already under pressure right from the word go there from Lorenzo Gauteri. So Lorenzo already putting the pressure onto Lyle Ramsey as they came out of turn one. Ramsey trying to soak up the pressure. Problems in the background. Oh, off circuit there for one of the BMs at the back. It's possibly one of the Class either D or E competitors that might have run wide and has gone and parked it on the sideline. No incident there, just getting off the circuit because of a problem on that start. The shared tracking BMW comes through there. Nice to see one of our associate sponsors involved in this. And great timing on the corner screen graphic there, Paul, as they went into that shot. The German looking for a way past, can't find a way through just yet. And slowing up. Problems for a couple of cars out there. Certainly not going according to plan there. True Wood finishes is Jaco Storm. He goes side by side there in that mid-pack. Lyle Ramsey tucks in between. Ramsey's in between the two Class A competitors. He's moved his turbo BMW up into now second place overall. And Lyle Ramsey doing an amazing job there in that 325i. He's got pressure and looking for the lead of the race overall. How's that? Ramsey hits the front. So some maneuvering there from the young driver, showing the slightly elderly statesman in terms of William Eincamera and Bob Neal the way around Phakisa. And he leads out overall. So it's Lyle Ramsey from Bob Neal. Bob Neal from William Eincamera. Here comes Lorenzo Gauteri under pressure from the German. Andreas Meyer dives on the inside into that final corner to return the favour there on Lorenzo Gauteri. Just the pack comes streaming through here and up the inside. Good move. 992 fighting hard at this point in time, and you can see just that it's going to be a bit of a fight there for Nicholas van Zyl. He's in a huge battle there by the looks of it with Nick Fisher. So the two Nicholases going at it. There is the stricken 66 BMW of Leon Loubser, who did not start this one. Ramsey with the fastest lap, understandably. You have to be fastest if you can get up there and start to put the pressure onto Class A in a Class B car. It's a huge field, and you heard Dave's interview stipulating that it's one of the biggest growing fields of cars in motorsport. Nishal Singh is on track, but he's right down further back there in that pack, so I'm not quite sure why the Class A driver is so far back there for the Auto Niche BMW team. Ronald Miller in that little fight with him. This is a nice little battle starting to open up here as well. Oh, is that Gauteri? It is. Sav Gauteri out of shape and off the circuit down at the toe of the boot. Looks like he might have run a little bit hot down into that turn 3 entrance point, and he spun out. I don't know if he was helped out or not. We didn't see the incident. We've only seen the effects of it as Neil Reynolds starts another attack at Uncini 1 and 2, fighting off the intentions being shown there. And Reynolds, of course, looking for a chance now to be slightly higher up than what he is at this stage. He's got Nicholas Haps right behind him. So Haps and Reynolds fighting for Class D honours. Up front, Class A has been outgunned by a Class B competitor in Lyle Ramsey, but they don't need to worry too much about Ramsey, although, as I say that, Bob Neal and Eincamera will be looking to make up some ground now in both the Class A and the overall championship, if they can stay where they are. Leon Loubser's demise and Nishal Singh not being up there certainly going to give them a chance to get some more points in the bag. You can see just off circuit there in the blue overalls, was Leon Lopesha. He's going to be wondering what went wrong. Further back in that pack, some nice little fights starting to get up close and personal. Just seeing to try and pick up who that BM on the sideline there is on the main straightaway is. There is Nishal Singh starting to come through. Naidu in the SO Autotech BM. Bit of a gap opening up there for the 4.8 car as well. 48, of course, is Nick Macris. He's trying to close things down there on Salvi Guterri. And you've got Bagioni. Oh, someone off track there. Into the kiddie litter. Just on the left of that shot and running off completely. Is that Fedetto? I think it might be. Yeah, Fabio Fedetto running off circuit there in the M4. Onto the kiddie litter. Just heard the kiddie litter noise in the background there as Mansour Parker in the Jive drinks BMW, makes his way onto that back straightaway. But yeah, I just got to hear that kiddie litter rattling as somebody went into it. Fortunately, it was Fabio Fedetto. Storm trying to close that gap down on the group just ahead of him. Singh comes along for the ride. And I think it's Nick Naidu just behind that in the Warden's Cottage car. It's the BMW sponsored there by Warden's Cottage. Yeah, Nick Naidu just behind Nishal Singh. There you can see confirmation of the fastest lap coming out of Bob Neal for now. But has it been enough to close down and possibly get ahead of Lyle Ramsey? We'll have to wait and see when we get back to that battle. We continue this battle here as they cross the line. Nishal Singh with Mansour Parker and Yucca Storm just up the road from him. Nicholas Van Zyl in 9th place, first of the single-digit cars. Oh, 514 off track as well. Fun and games right through the pack there, and Kobus Boma certainly when he's kicking himself after a mistake like that. The Pepper Shield BMW goes through and completes another lap with a bit of bumper off the side of the car. So a couple of cars making a welcome return to the back end of the field as Boma comes under pressure. There's a change up. Bob Neal hits the front ahead of Ramsey now. So it looks like Bob Neal's got that Dalmon BMW now working better and has found a way back ahead of the youngster. Oh, that's a pity. That's our 75 car parked on the sideline. This fight continues though. Iron Karma now looking to try and get back ahead of that Class B competitor if he can. And he does so. Ramsey opens up the door, lets him through. Ramsey looks like he might have had a bit of a problem there. We've got double yellows coming out of Hillcorp. That's due to our friend from Share Tracking, parked on the sideline. Yo, how close do you want it? Let's have a little touch coming across the line. It's on into turn one. He's got what it takes under braking. At this stage, it's the 25 car. So just squeezing through there and hanging on is Odds Bagioni. So Bagioni just managing to hang on to that little fight between himself and his close rival there. Coming up on some of the back markers. Nick Macris finds a way through and gets up the inside of the 111. So Coronimo by now being caught by almost the entire pack. So the young lady driver out there still doing a super job in her car, but unfortunately just under pressure now as the pack starts to come through there and tick off one by one as they come past her. Omori is asking how many were on track. We started with 38 in total. There were a couple of cars that retired on that first lap, so probably about 35-ish at this stage, maybe 34 that are on track at the moment, Moira. Hope that answers your question. 38 started though. This is a super little fight there as well as Nick Van Zyl joins the party and fighting with Nick Macris. 3 laps to go for the leaders. Lyle Ramsey now falling by the wayside to these two. But still Bob Neal keeping out William Einkammerer for the overall. And safety car has been deployed. Didn't see the safety car boards go out anywhere, but there is confirmation of the safety car. And the two leaders just getting through there on a back marker. Now that back marker should give way and allow William Einkammerer through. That's one of the reasons I think we've got a safety car. Leonard Archer's got out of shape from ACD Velcom. So his home track has not really proved to be an advantage for Leonard, unfortunately, there in the ACD Velcom BMW. It's possibly because he's changed allegiance. He's normally a Honda man and a Hyundai man, but now decided to join the M Performance Racing Series, and it's, as I said earlier on, definitely the biggest, if not the biggest growing series in the country. First round that they had was at Kyalami's 9 hour, and I believe there were 50 cars that qualified for that. They had to split the field into Class A, B, and C, and then D's and E's separately. Just shows you the effort that's being put in by the team behind this, and of course with BMW showing their appreciation for the efforts being put in by giving M Performance the naming rights to this series. Jaco Storm just chilling out of turn 4 there, hand out as if he's on the the M1. So are those lights out? They are on the pace car, which means there's a possibility that Toyota's coming in on this lap. Paul, I'm going to ask you just to whisper in my ear. I think we're down to 3 to go. Yeah, so we're on the 3rd last lap. We're going to go to a penultimate lap as they cross the line, and hopefully a 2-lap sprint race here. Once again, that concertina effect is there. That's the other reason that we've got a safety car. Flatbeds running around on the outskirts of the oval to try and bring those cars that are in harm's way out of the way as quickly as possible. And so Parker. It's definitely going to change things up here in this championship overall. Dave Rees is the only car on track at the moment besides the German who is in contention for the lead overall of the championship. Leon Lopes is definitely going to be losing ground to Andreas Meyer. He is, 6 points up the road in the overall championship as they now get going. And as they get going, is that Bob Neal slowing up? Bob Neal slowed up there quite dramatically. I don't think he realizes. Or did I miss the safety car going through him? No, the safety car's gone through. It's green flags. Green flags and we're racing, and Bob Neal, I think, is trying to catch them out here. The reason he was going so slow is he was trying to maybe just use a bit of the advantage of the Class A competitor's car, but William Einkammerer then stepped up and said, no, let's go. And Bob Neal had to climb on the loud pedal there big time to keep out William Einkammerer and Lyle Ramsey, who's also up for an overall win here if he can. It's looking good as they come through the flick turn towards turn 2. 1-1 car there, right on the tail, looking for a way through early on as well, was Lorenzo Gauteng, but he hasn't quite got the same pace as Ramsey's found here. Here comes your championship winner from last year, number 1, Nicholas Fisher, just ahead there of, as I said, the Warden's car, of Nick Naidu. So Bob Neal with 2 to go. Keep out Einkammerer for, a lap and a half now as they head towards Vincini 1 and 2. Andreas Meyer definitely has to try and make up some ground there to catch both the turbo cars ahead of him. Remember, Andreas Meyer runs in a naturally aspirated version. That's the E36 touring car. Ooh, older Nish cars off. That's Nishal Singh. Singh off track as well. So it looks like the tyres are taking a bit of strain. We did mention the fact that this is a very hard-wearing circuit on tyres, and you've got to manage your tyres exceptionally well if you want to get to the end of 2 races here at Phakisa Freeway. Storm is also involved in that by the looks of it. So Jaco Storm and Nishal Singh coming together, possibly. as they come in to start the final lap. Bob Neal, William Ironcomer, Lyle Ramsey, Lorenzo Gauteng trying to get across the line. Class A 1 and 2, Class B 1, 2 and 3 behind that in 3rd, 4th and 5th place overall. Ironcomer looking for a way through, putting the pressure on to Bob Neal, hoping that some kind of mistake will come out of that Class A leader and allow him a chance to take the overall win. Lyle Ramsey would love it if he could find a way through on these two, but he seems to have just lost a little bit of ground there. But he's also worried about the fact that Lorenzo and Andreas Meyer are right there with him. Macris in the background just behind that. He's got Salvi Gauteng just behind him. It's the red sniper car that's just gone into shot there, heading down towards turn 3. Still yellow flags into turn 3, so no overtaking into turn 3 there because of the stricken car there of Sav Gauteng. This is a nice fight here. 3 Class Bs, 2 Class As. 2 Class As almost side by side heading towards Unchini 1. Will Ironcomer find a way through here? Bob Neal. He continues to control things. Heads onto that back straightaway now for the last time. Will Lyle Ramsey try and use the turbo and the slipstream effect? I don't think he's going to have the squirt of those quicker Class A cars ahead of him, although he did have them initially. Not quite sure why he backed up. Whoa, around his outside comes Lorenzo. Lorenzo Gauteng trying a late move here on Lyle Ramsey, and he might get it. He's going to have the outside line into Gielkop, but he'll have the inside line into the final corner, and that might be enough to steal the victory. Oh, no, it's not. Andreas Meyer's got through. Oh, the German with some perfect timing comes through there for 3rd overall and the win in Class B. He hangs on. Ramsey goes off track. Oh, what a finish there to Class B. Brilliant stuff for Class B in M Performance Racing Series. Coming to the line, still to be sorted out here, of course, will be Class C. And we've lost Jaco Storm. We lost Fisher as well, but coming to the line now to finish up in Class C. Great finish to this one for the M Performance Racing Series. Looks like it might have been either Van Zyl or Anwar Levy who's taken the victory there. So Anwar Levy in the Jive Coolbrinks car and Parker's Parts Centre. Could possibly have won out in Class C, but what a finish there. As they came to the line, it was literally a last-ditch effort from Lorenzo Gauteng to try and find a way through there on Lyle Ramsey. Both of them making mistakes to open up the door, and the German said, I'll take that. So Andreas Meyer taking the win in Class B could possibly see him move up into 2nd place in the championship, because Dave Reeser would have finished up and still give him some points, so he'll maintain the lead overall. Bob Neal takes the victory though for Class A ahead of William Ironcomer, and then it's Andreas Meyer, Lyle Ramsey, Lorenzo Gauteng, Nick Macris and Salvi Gauteng who will finish up the Class B competitors. If we go into Class C, if I pick up on that one, I think it's Nick Van Zyl. Yes, it is. Van Zyl wins out Class C ahead of Naidu and Nick Fisher. So those are your top 3 in Class C. And then if I go a bit further back there, I think possibly, is that going to be D? Will be Reynolds. Is Haps there? No, he's not. So it'll be, yeah, Neil Reynolds, Reinhard Miller, and Leonard Archer. They're not on the screen right now because they were out of the top 15. And then Class E, Harry van Heerden. Dave Reeser comes through for 2nd. And Kobus Bowman takes 3rd. So that's how they wrap things up there for the categories. Thanks, Paulie.